101A, forward dive straight. The diver's head position is looking at the water right from the takeoff and closes early with his arms to check the dive short of vertical. 6. 101A, forward dive straight. Stuck in the forward rotation, way short of vertical on the entry. 4. 102C, forward somersault tuck. A little bit out on the takeoff. Diver kicks late and goes past vertical. 3 1/2. 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersaults tuck. No board work, lean off the board, loose tuck, and short of vertical on the entry. 3 1/2. 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersaults tuck. A little bit out and just a shade over past vertical on the entry. Nice tuck and kick out. 6. 103B, forward 1 1/2 somersaults pike. A bit back from the end of the board on the takeoff. Didn't quite get her body straight in preparation for the entry and rolled past the dive. 5 1/2. 104C, forward double somersault tuck. Loose tuck, slow rotation, and kicked out way short of vertical. 2. 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersaults tuck. Pushed away from the board on takeoff. Tremendous spin, but no control on the entry. Ducked her head and went way past vertical. 2 1/2. 201C, back dive tuck. Nice tuck and kick out, great entry. Could reach a little bit higher at the beginning. 7. 201C, back dive tuck. Leaning back on the takeoff, a little bit loose with the kick out, and a tiny bit of a twist. 3 1/2. 201B, back dive pike. Good jump, just a little bit back from the board, and could reach a little bit higher for the toes. 6 1/2. 201A, back dive straight. Too quick into the arm set, and the diver pulls way past vertical on the entry. 3. 201A, back dive straight. Much better control with the dive. Could jump a little bit higher in the beginning and just a shade over on the entry. Six and 1/2. 202C, back somersault tuck. Needs a higher jump in the beginning and comes out of the rotation way early. 2 and 1/2. 202A, back somersault straight. Good body set, just leaning from the end of the board, too far out. Four and 1/2. 203C, back 1 1/2 somersaults, tuck. A low jump, slow spin, and short of vertical on the entry. 4 and 1/2. 203B, back 1 1/2 somersaults, pike. Needs to be quicker into the somersault in the beginning and causes it to have a low finish on the water at the end. Six. 301C, reverse dive, tuck. Nice jump and dive, needs to be a little bit tighter in the tuck, just barely past vertical. 7. 301C, reverse dive, tuck. Distance is too far from the end of the board and a little bit short of vertical on the entry. 4. 301B, reverse dive, pike. Good reach in the beginning of the dive, drops his legs and causes it to be a little bit short of vertical on the entry, a little bit heavy. Five and 1/2. 301A, reverse dive straight. Diver pulls too close to the board. 4. 301A, reverse dive straight. A much better jump, higher reach, a little bit hipped out, tiny bit too far from the end of the board. 6. 401C, inward dive, tuck. Needs to be tighter in the tuck and more stretch with the legs on the entry. 5 and 1/2. 302C, reverse somersault, tuck. The dive pushes out from the end of the board, a little bit past rotation of vertical, and a tiny bit of a twist. 4 and 1/2. 303C, reverse 1 1/2 somersaults, tuck. Could be a higher jump in the beginning and a tiny bit out from the end of the board. 6. 303B, reverse 1 1/2 somersaults, pike. Great jump, nice rotation on the somersaults, just a tiny bit out and a little bit over on the entry. 5. 401C, inward dive tuck. Could be a higher jump, and the body's never straight at the point of entry. 3 1/2.